sabay hugas kamay.
Mataas interest sa amin. Doon pa ako.
Patay na. But thank you again to Gretchen, to Sean, and to Pauline, and the big story. Well, we've got results from the NBA's first game day of 2025, plus LeBron James' youngest son, Bryce, sharing his decision on where to play college basketball.
And we've got another victory for Filipina tennis ace Alex Ayala as she enters the semifinals of the WTA Canberra International.
Nagtampo kasi di natin nagis nun eh. Ito na. Tutuloy na namin, Alex. I'm Andre Felix.
And I'm Shaska Laton-Calao.
And here's tonight's play-by-play.
Ramiro, the show by Mamoy leaves. Philip puts it off. Gemma on the left side. Oh, the pass! Stuffing another one! Macunas rejecting Esteban for the point.
Nikola Jokic and the Denver Nuggets welcome the new year with a bang as they roll past the Atlanta Hawks. The Nuggets put on a passing clinic with a season-high 44 team assists and the 139-120 victory. The Joker, of course, leading the way here, posting his 144th career triple-double. Woo! In just the third quarter, he finished with 23 points, 17 rebounds, and 15 dimes. With their pristine ball movement, Mile High City saw 7 of its players score in double figures. Trae Young tried to carry the Hawks with 30 markers and 9 assists. Denver now has won 3 in a row, rising to 4th in the West with 19 victories and 13 losses. Atlanta is at 7th in the East with 18 wins against 16 defeats. After the game, Russell Westbrook, who had 16 points and 11 assists, along with Nuggets head coach Michael Malone, broke down their dominant performance.
Just a blessing, man, from the man above. I'm grateful to be able to be healthy going into a new year, first win of the new year. Amazing fans, great win for us tonight.
The Nuggets are now 9-2 when you're in the starting lineup. Are you at all surprised with your chemistry with Nikola Jokic? You guys look like you've been playing together your entire careers.
Man, he's the best player in the world. My job is to make the game easy for him, and he does it for everybody else. And it's a pleasure to be able to share the floor with him.
139 points, your offense is buzzing, but this game got away from Atlanta when you started playing defense in that third quarter. How do you keep that defensive intensity up?
We just got to hold each other accountable. Start with myself, just defend from the first tip-off to the end of the buzzer, and tonight we did a good job of turning it up in the third quarter and helped us out with the win.
You can't just give up 70-plus points in a half and allow teams to just outrun you in transition and crash the glass for offensive rebounds. And to our players' credit, in that third quarter especially, 24 points allowed, only 35% from the field, only 2 fast break points, and then we were able to kind of get our offense going. We're elite offensively. We can score with anybody. The numbers are just insane tonight. 139 points, 44 assists, 21 fast break points. But when we play some defense and we rebound, I mean, we're just so dangerous. And we did that in the second half.
More New Year fireworks, this time from Karl Anthony Towns, Josh Hart, and the New York Knicks. They scored their 9th straight win, beating the Utah Jazz 119-103. The Knicks had no problem getting the victory despite the absence of Jalen Brunson, who sat out due to left hamstring tightness. Cat rang in 2025 with a huge double-double, 31 points and a whopping 21 rebounds. He also dished out 4 assists in the win. Hart put on a show as well, tallying 15 markers, 14 boards, and 12 dimes. That puts him in the record books as the 4th player to have 10 triple-doubles with the Knicks. Jordan Clarkson and Colin Sexton were the bright spots for the Jazz as they scored 25 points apiece in a losing effort. The Knicks are now 3rd in the East with a 24-10 win-loss slate. The Jazz continue to plummet, having only 7 wins to show for in 32 games.
Meanwhile, the Toronto Raptors finally end their 11-game losing skid after blowing out the new-look Brooklyn Nets, leading by just one. Toronto opened the fourth period with a 15-4 run to build a 12-point lead. Brooklyn had no answer as the Raps led by as many as 20 points in the payoff period to eventually nail a 130-113 win. A lot of dancing, especially that man, Scotty Barnes, was at the forefront of the Raps attack with 33 points and 13 rebounds. Emmanuel Quickley immediately had an impact in his return with 21 points and a season-high 15 assists. Quickley played for just the fourth time this season after missing the last 22 games due to a left elbow injury. Grady Dick also chipped in 22 points en route to becoming the fourth youngest Raptor to reach 1,000 points. D'Angelo Russell was stellar in his return to the Nets, tallying 22 points and 8 assists off the bench in a losing cause. This is just Toronto's 8th win in 34 games. Brooklyn loses its 3rd straight match and 11th in the last 14. The Nets are now 12-21 for the season. Scotty Barnes talks about having Emmanuel Quickley back, while IQ himself shares his thoughts on his return.
Well, it was amazing. It was great. The intensity that he brought to the floor tonight, both ends of the floor, it was great. Something that we really missed and we needed. His playmaking ability, his ability to just get to the paint, his shooting, all that we needed that. And his leadership, he was unbelievable talking throughout the whole entire game today. So, we really missed it. It was definitely nice to play off the ball. I can be a little bit more aggressive rather than just thinking about playmaking the whole time. So, it was nice to be able to just do that and then be able to just make other reads.
Felt great. When you have the game taken away from you for a long time, you see it, you're a little bit more grateful. You miss it. It's just good to compete, be out there with your teammates, coaches. It's just a different feeling than just, being on the sideline.
Despite taking the loss, Nets head coach Jordi Fernandez is already liking what he's seeing from D'Angelo Russell. The returning D'Lo's 22 points came in just 26 minutes of play. He also hit all 7 of his attempts from inside the arc. More than his offense, Fernandez also praised Russell's defense in the game. But Coach Jordi is lamenting the loss of another newcomer, Maxwell Lewis. He suffered an apparent knee injury just 1 minute into his Nets debut. After Lewis hit a three-pointer in the fourth quarter for his first field goal, Jakob Poeltl stepped on his foot as they were running back down the floor. This caused Lewis's knee to buckle and he had to be carried off the court. The Nets acquired both Russell and Lewis in a trade with the Los Angeles Lakers. Here's Fernandez talking about his new players.
I think he was outstanding. His engagement, communication, attention, everything. And obviously we try to keep it simple, as we all know. His court vision, ability to play pick and roll, it's pretty special. He had also good deflections and active hands. We have to be better defensively as a team. 130 points, it's not good enough as a group, but we'll keep working from here. We'll watch film. We'll take it one day at a time. And again, it's a little bit of regroup and get 1% better every day. The toughest part of today is seeing one of your guys going down, and like we all thinking about the kid. Max, and goes in, he's ready to play, he makes a three, and we don't know the extent of the injury. Obviously we'll MRI, but all our group is thinking about him, and we're sending all positive energy. So that's what's most important. The rest of the game doesn't matter right now. Obviously you want to win that game, you want to fight, you want to be better in that fourth quarter that we lost by 14 points. But for a new group with new lineups and all that, I'm proud of the guys and the fight and how much they tried. And now we move on to the next game.
From one New Year injury to another, this time in a game between the Detroit Pistons and the Orlando Magic. Find out what happened to Jaden Ivey as we bring you more stories when Play by Play returns.
Welcome back to Play-by-Play, only here on One News. The Detroit Pistons lead wire to wire en route to a victory over the Orlando Magic. Final score 105-96. But what could have been a great win to start the year for the Pistons was marred by an injury to point guard Jaden Ivey. With just 10 minutes left to play and Detroit leading by 5, Ivey and Magic's Cole Anthony both went for the ball. Ouch. But Anthony fell on Ivey's planted leg, and as you can see, the 22-year-old immediately grimaced in pain while holding on to his left shin. After a few minutes, Ivey was then stretchered off the floor. Ivey had scored 22 points prior to that injury, and by the end of the game, he was still the Pistons' top scorer. Cade Cunningham flirted with a triple-double, though, behind 19 markers, 8 rebounds, and 9 assists. Detroit gets its 15th win in 33 games, while Orlando falls to 20-15 in the win-loss column. Here's Pistons coach J.B. Bickerstaff talking about how the team stayed together even after Ivey's injury.
It's tough on all of us. No better teammate person than J.I. No one who cares more about this thing than him. It's tough to see. Again, I give our guys credit for doing it. But at the heart of this team, and what we've tried to preach all year since we've been here is the togetherness. And if one guy goes down, you don't want to let that guy down. So everybody else has to step up. But again, it's emotions, it's the human aspect of it. But I thought our guys did a really good job of just sticking together and getting it done. Because they care about each other. And they care about J.I. and what this means to him. And the sacrifices that he's made, within his game and within his self to help this team and each other individual grow. They banded together because they know that's what he would have wanted them to do.
Meanwhile, Jordan Poole continues his stellar individual play for the Washington Wizards. But this time, it leads to a decisive win against the Chicago Bulls, 125-107. Poole dropped 30 points in the game, including 6 three-pointers, to lead 7 guys in double figures for the Wiz. This is the 5th straight game that the former Warrior guard had topped 25 points, which is a first for his career. The win is also the biggest for Washington so far this season, but it will still be a steep climb for the Wizards before they can even sniff the play-in. They remain last in the East behind 6 wins and 25 losses. The Bulls are 10th in the East so far with a 15-19 win-loss slate. Here are Poole and Wizards head coach Brian Keefe talking about the win.
Loved our defensive intensity, our ability to fly around, get deflections, cause some turnovers. They missed some shots they normally make too, you got to be honest, but I thought we were flying out at them. And then we sustained a run. I think they got it, I don't know the exact score in that third quarter, but we pushed the lead back up, and then we moved the ball. 36 assists, just really shared it. Like I've said with Jordan, I said this a lot, he creates a crowd. And, he generates 2 on the ball by his shot making, his penetration. And that got a lot of our ball movement starting. Not so that his scoring, but his playmaking was well needed tonight. I thought he gave us some good energy that we needed.
We've been trending in the right direction. We're just playing the right way, getting guys involved. The guys open, just, using ball movement to get easy shots. We're just continuing to learn and grow as a team. And coach has kind of really been focusing on that. And I think we're starting to show that in our play.
The Miami Heat also started the new year right with a victory over the New Orleans Pelicans. The Heat opened the game with a 36-24 first quarter blast and never trailed in the 119-108 win. Tyler Hero was again the star of the show, this time for all the right reasons, as Miami played its first game since a heated fight with the Houston Rockets earlier this week. Hero top scored for the Heat with 32 points, including 5 triples. Heat big man Bam Adebayo flirted with a triple-double as he posted 23 markers, grabbed 9 boards and dished out 10 assists. Controversial forward Jimmy Butler returned to Miami's lineup and tallied 9 points in nearly 25 minutes of play. On the Pelicans side, swingman Trey Murphy, the third, dropped a game-high 34 markers in a losing cause. The Heat are 6th in the East with a 17-14 win-loss card, while the Pels remain in the cellar, losing for the 29th time in their last 32 outings. In a post-game press conference, Adebayo and Heat coach Eric Spoelstra spoke about Butler's first game back and Hero's overall performance.
You always got to get readjusted when somebody goes out, and especially, like you said, been gone for 13 days. But he'll get back acclimated. We'll get him back in the flow, and then we'll be okay.
He's continuing to gain confidence offensively and his responsibility to make a lot of plays for us, offensively. So he does it in a lot of different ways. Now it's the timeliness of his plays, and sometimes he's just facilitating or playing off the ball and letting other guys create, and then the ball will find him. But one way or another, we want him to put his imprint, on things offensively.
Basketball aside, it was a very sad day for New Orleans because of a senseless attack in the city. As the Pelicans got ready to face the Heat in Miami rather, an Army veteran driving a pickup truck drove into a crowd of New Year's Eve partygoers in New Orleans' famed French Quarter. Reports say at least 15 people were killed. Pelicans forward Trey Murphy III, whose mother was in downtown New Orleans, was relieved when he found out that his mom was unharmed. Still, Murphy sympathized with the victims of the tragic event.
It is a true shame, and it's people trying to enjoy themselves and go into the new year with a different mindset. And now there are a lot of families that have to deal with this tragedy, and just have a lot of prayers. My thoughts go out to those families because it just doesn't make sense, and stuff like that shouldn't happen. Like, you shouldn't have to worry about going to Bourbon Street, enjoying yourself, and then ending up having to lose a loved one. I was nervous and scared because my mom was back home, she was downtown, my chef was back home, she was downtown as well, and so the whole time I'm just nervous, and you're just so scared to hear the answer. But then as soon as you hear the answer, you feel like a little sigh of relief. But there's a lot of people that didn't get that sigh of relief today.
Now, on a lighter note, the Houston Rockets also come out victorious in their first game following their altercation with the Heat. This time, the Rockets took down the Dallas Mavericks 110-99. Houston outscored its Texas rivals 65-45 in the 2 middle quarters to enter the payoff period with a kind of comfortable 14-point lead. Alperen Sengun and Jalen Green fueled the Rockets' scoring surge with 23 and 22 points, respectively. Swingmen Cam Whitmore and Dillon Brooks added a combined 37 markers. Rockets snap a 2-game skid and improve their record to 22 wins and 11 losses for third in the West. As for the Mavs, they stumbled to 5th place after dropping 3 of their last 4. They now have a 20-14 win-loss slate. Well, we've got one last NBA game for you after the break. We give you a look into the Sacramento Kings' comeback victory over the Philadelphia 76ers. That and more when Play-by-Play returns after the break. Stay tuned.
Welcome back. You're watching Play-by-Play on One News. The Sacramento Kings pull off a huge fourth quarter rally to take down the Philadelphia 76ers. The Kings were trailing by 9 points with about 3 minutes, 13 seconds to go. But rather than roll over, Sacramento finished on a 15-0 run for the 113-107 victory. The trio of De'Aaron Fox, DeMar DeRozan, and Malik Monk made sure that the Kings had a happy new year. They lit the beam for sure. Fox finished with 35 points, 14 coming in the payoff period. Monk added 20 markers, while DeRozan had 18 in the comeback win. The Kings have now won 2 in a row under interim coach Doug Christie. They also end the Sixers' win streak at 4 games. Sacramento's record now stands at 15 wins and 19 losses, while Philadelphia drops to 13 and 18. In other news, Bryce James, the youngest son of NBA superstar LeBron James, is heading to Arizona to play college hoops. The 3-star prospect from Sierra Canyon announced his commitment to the Arizona Wildcats on Instagram. Bryce is ranked as the number 47 shooting guard in the 2025 recruiting class by 247 Sports. And he's LBJ's second son to play Division I basketball after his kuya. Bronny James played for the University of Southern California. Bryce joins Arizona's 2025 recruiting class under head coach Tommy Lloyd alongside 5-star recruit Dwayne Aristote. The Wildcats are coming off a Sweet 16 appearance in last year's NCAA tournament. The team boasts a strong basketball legacy with notable NBA alumni such as Hall of Famers Steve Kerr and Jason Terry, as well as stars like Andre Iguodala, DeAndre Ayton, and Lauri Markkanen. Bryce chose Arizona over Ohio State and Duquesne and Pittsburgh. And of course, if you follow LBJ, then you know he's a huge Ohio State football fan since he grew up in Ohio.
Second day of the year 2025. How about more NBA highlights to start the year? Let's start off with Orlando against Detroit. Goga Bitadze, look at a big man. Nice pass from the Georgian to Jalen Suggs with a 360. Whoop! And Tobias Harris just had to watch there. Too late to recover on D. Suggs stopped scored for the Magic with 24 points, but they fall to the Pistons, though, 105-96. On to the next one. How about Big Cat? Karl Anthony Towns further cementing himself as one of the top 5 bigs. With some anger over 2 white boys against Walker Kessler and Lauri Markkanen. Too strong for Big Cat at MSG, throwing it down over 7-footers. And Town lighting up the firecrackers at the Big Apple with 31 points and 21 boards. What a performance at MSG. He leads the Knicks to a 119-103 win over the Utah Jazz. Now let's fly from New York up to Canada. Raptors Nets. Let's take a look at this play. It was supposed to, was that a lob? Whoop, but it will be counted as a 3. Let's take a look again. And you'll even see Okbaji not believing what he saw there. Scotty Barnes. We'll take a look at that play again. Scotty Barnes up for Okbaji, but it was counted as a 3 for Barnes, who had 33 points and 13 rebounds as the Raps snap an 11-game skid with a 130-113 win against the Nets at home. Well, this next play is similar to that one, but this time in South Beach. Take a look. It's New Orleans, Miami. Oh, this time Hero to the returning Jimmy Butler with new pink hair, and then it just goes in. And look at that boy, Tyler Hero. It's supposed to be a lob, but it goes in, count the 3. What an unusual way to get the 3 right there for Hero. He was kind of surprised, so nonchalantly, like he planned it on purpose. That's 3 of his team high 32 points as the Heat beat the Pels here 119-108. Last play now, Denver against Atlanta. Nikola Jokic battling for the loose ball. Couple of taps, he gets it. Ahead, Christian Brown. No accidental shots this time, and that's a completed lob to Peyton Watson. We'll see that play again. Starts with the Joker to Brown. Up, boom. Nice reverse from Peyton Watson. Nuggets had 44 assists in this game. Watson benefited from it as he finished with 11 points. The Nuggets demolished the Hawks here at home, 139-120. And those are the plays so far for January 2. Any favorites?
I'll be honest with you.
Yeah.
My brain shut down after the Jalen Suggs 360.
The same.
That was it.
Let's go back to that play.
That was it.
Here it is.
That's something for the
Look at
All-Star
that.
Week
Woo!
slam dunk contest sort
Grabe,
of
no?
thing.
Yeah, just
Okay na.
skying high.
As soon as I saw it, all right, we're done.
Nawala nga si Timar
Okay
Due,
na.
oh. Bantay niya yun eh. But that was a great play from Goga Bitadze. I don't know if you remember, si Goga Bitadze was that guy who went viral when no press went to him.
Yep.
And they were
Use
they
it
were-
as fuel.
Yes, I believe they were all with Zion, if I'm not
Yeah.
mistaken. Tapos ngayon, he's playing solid. Ito si Goga Bitadze for the Magic, but they lost here.
All right. Before we go, we want to say congratulations yet again to Filipina tennis star Alex Ayala. She's off to the WTA Canberra International semifinals after a hard-fought 4-6, 6-2, 6-1 victory over Australia's own Taylor Preston. Despite dropping the opening set, Ayala bounced back with a commanding performance, closing out the match in an hour and 52 minutes. The Filipina displayed her dominance in the final 2 sets to secure her spot in the Final Four, where she will face world number 134 Xijia Wei of China. Ayala's semifinal match is scheduled for Saturday, so good luck to Alex as well.
Sandra, ang galing mo talaga, Alex Ayala. Well, if the Ayala family are watching, I believe they're not, but to Tita Riza, Kuya Mike, and to Alex, congratulations. Keep on going, kid. I saw her at the UP LaSalle finals in the LaSalle and in the Big Dome, UAAP. And she was saying, what happened? What happened to her? We'll guest you after this. But we're just really, really proud of her. She's doing
Yes,
so well. Galing.
amazing.
Diba? Huwag
We
muna
love-
natin guluhin ngayon. Baka masira yung
I'm
streak
so
niya.
sure iba yung focus niya.
Tama,
so-
correct. Pero ang galing. She's just unbelievable. Congratulations, Alex. Keep on going. We're sure you're going to go a long way in this particular tournament. That's all from us tonight. You can catch us again tomorrow at 9 p.m. for a play-by-play of today's top sports stories.
Play-by-play is on One News. That's Signal TV Channel 8 on SD and Channel 250 on HD. We are also available on Signal Play and Pilipinas Live.
I'm Andre Felix.
And I'm Chaska Letoncalo. Thank you for watching, everyone. Good night.